I think there's no point waiting much longer anyway. Alright, so case study on EXO. The student. I'm sure you guys have probably seen him. If not, he's been in the group for like nearly 2 years now. So well, not nearly 2 years now, like a year and a half. Yeah, when he first joined, he had a low budget. He literally started with like I think like $200 or something like that. Maybe like even a bit less. When he first signed his first model, he somehow would literally in the first week. All he did was literally just IG DMs on like a personal account. Back then, like fake model account outreach stuff like that wasn't really popular, so he was literally doing just like a personal account, and he signed a model within like a week. And yeah, he obviously got straight to work. He started doing IG Reels and TikTok. It's obviously what I recommend him to do since he had a low budget, and obviously, back then also TikTok was a lot easier. So that's what he was doing. Oh shit. His first model wasn't great, and he was only running 2 IG accounts and 1 TikTok, but he managed to carry up to 6K a month. So, to go a bit more into detail, what he did, with those 2 IG accounts, he was doing 2 different niches for the model, and on the TikTok account, he wasn't doing TikTok lives. I think he did do it later on, but at first he was doing just like 1 TikTok a day. On that account, he was just following like daily trends that he saw. But on the IG accounts, it was 2 different niches. He kind of got lucky and just they worked straight away. Obviously, in most cases, most people would have to test out different niches, but he picked the right one straight away. And yeah, she's on like 6K a month pretty fast. Obviously, now that he's actually making a bit of money, like I said, he started with a very low budget, but now he was on 50-50. He had more money, like 3K. He put it all back into business, started scaling more. But before he started getting more models, he first focused on obviously getting this first one to the highest that he think he could achieve with her. So yeah, I helped him hire more VAs for IG Reels, helped him start TikTok Lives, and start looking into Reddit. So, for IG Reels, obviously more VAs, it's very simple. He just found VAs that have a phone, got into the US VPN, and they would just repurpose the content and post it on other accounts, and that's literally it. TikTok Lives, I talk about it quite often. Literally, they used the account that they had already. They didn't make a new one, I think they just used the one that he had already. And they were doing like 3 lives per week, like 1 hour each one. Just being creative in his own way. Like, I think he was just finding like lives himself and just copying them, because I didn't give him ideas, he just did it. And started looking into Reddit. So yeah, Reddit, this is going a bit like later on, I'll obviously explain it later, but Reddit's like his main traffic source now. So this is sort of like what he started to switch over to. So after another 2 to 3 weeks, he realised Reddit's working best for her. So I told him he should focus on scaling Reddit if he's getting the best results there. Obviously, this goes for anything. If you see something is working the best for your model, there's no point focusing on something else. Like if Twitter or IG or whatever it is working the best for your model, then of course you should focus on that instead of putting your time into other things. Because you're going to obviously make the most money from whatever's bringing the most traffic. So yeah, I'm trying to focus on Reddit. He quickly scaled to 10 accounts and was already making 15K a month within his first 3 months or so. It's probably a bit more than 15K a month. It's probably like 20 or 25 even. But I didn't like ask him for the exact number. I doubt he even remembers anyway. But yeah, so he got to 10 accounts. Was making like 15 to 20K a month or so within his first 3 months. And keep in mind, he literally started with like $100. All right. So yeah. So obviously all of this was going well. He was getting a lot of traffic from Reddit, from IG Reels, from TikTok, all of that. But his Chang wasn't best. Obviously, this is another issue that you have to fix. Um, you know, getting a lot of traffic is always great, but if your Chang isn't good, then either you're going to be making a lot less money than you should be, or maybe even no money at all if they're really bad and you're getting like insane amount of traffic. So obviously, since he's had VAs working for him for IG Reels and for Reddit, I told him while he's getting traffic and has a lot of free time, he should spend most of his days looking to hire Chaz and training them. So literally just using the info in the group, he hired a few quite quickly and spent the next week training them every day. He already understood chatting, so things went well and Chaz were better than the agency he was with. I think I mentioned that a few minutes ago. He was with the Chang agency before. I think he was paying them like 20%. And obviously he knew they weren't doing too well, so he wanted to hire his own. And that's what he did. And like I said, obviously he just understood Chang. You know, the easiest way to understand Chang is literally just by if you work with a Chang agency, just learn from them. Even if they're not good, if you generally don't understand it at all, then even if that Chang agency is not good, they're probably better than you. And that's sort of what he did. So, now that he had two traffic sources, this is like probably like 4 or 5 months later after he joined, by the way. He had two traffic sources automated, chat and doing good. So obviously now this is where you might as well get more models, which he got within a few days. And then he simply repeated the process of what he did before, hire more VAs for Reddit and focus on just Reddit. I think I said a second ago as well, Reddit was the thing that he understood the most and thought was working the best for him. Even though he only had one model, but so he kind of just wanted to do only Reddit for all his models. So that's what he did. And yeah, this model within a month was already on 10k plus too. So at this point, he was on around 30 to 40k a month, but this is where he had some major health issues and had to spend multiple months in the hospital. Most of the time, not available to take care of anything for the agency. So of course, the VA stopped working, the models left. So yeah, this is like where everything went downhill. Like I was saying, you know, I don't know exactly what it is. I doubt he'd want me to say anyway, but yeah, like he was in the hospital for literally like I think it was like 5 months, maybe 6. Obviously, he couldn't pay his chairs, couldn't pay the VAs, anything like that. Obviously, he wasn't replying to their models either. So obviously, everyone just left, stopped working with him. So he went from like 40k a month back down to 0. And yeah, just like that, it's crazy. And yeah, then he comes back, tells me what happened, saying he obviously wants to come back and work again. Now, he did get lucky, explained to one of his previous models what happened, she came back, and he bought 2 models in the marketplace, salary models. By the way, this is literally like he came back literally like 3 months ago. Maybe not 3, maybe like 5 months ago. Like the end of 2024 is when he came back. So yeah. So he's got 2 salary models now, and one of his previous models. So he's got 3 models now that he's starting with straight away. So yeah, obviously, you know, going from 40k a month straight to 0, obviously it's not a nice feeling. So obviously he wanted to work very fast to go back there. So what he did is basically going back, like, you know, went back to what he was doing before, start Reddit, scale that very fast. But obviously, you know, within 5 months, a lot of things do change in OFM, like in this business. So obviously, you know, I kind of helped him. I explained to him how Reddit works now. You know, because back then when it was like just Reddit web and just sort of any proxy, and you could get away with it and work. But obviously now it's more Reddit mobile. You know, even the warm-ups are different. Even if you do it on web, you know, the warm-ups are different to what it was like 6 months ago. You know, stuff like that. But obviously, if you're good at Reddit at some point, you're going to learn it again. You'll understand it and you'll get good at it straight away. So, you know, that's sort of what he did. He scaled 10 accounts per model within 2 weeks. And yeah, he decided to work with a chat agency at first again. Obviously his chat left because he didn't pay them. So yeah, he wanted to focus on even getting more traffic after automating Reddit. He started IG Reels for all of them and Twitter/X too. Yeah, IG Reels obviously took a while to go viral, as normal. They tested out multiple niches. He finally knew what works for each model and scaled from there. Oh. So, one model, basically going back to what he was doing with Reddit. Obviously, Reddit is his main traffic source, like I said, like 10 accounts per model. And just doing a bit of IG Reels and doing a bit of Twitter on the side. All he does is export as well, like me. One of his models got to 15 to 20, another one went to 30k per month. The one with 30k per month, I think, is like the percentage one. His salary models are the ones that are earning a bit less. But yeah. So, he basically started doing what I sort of do. Obviously, he used to, like, he doesn't really need my help anymore because he's on like 100k a month, but he used to like join the calls and stuff more, and I used to always tell you guys like a few months back that literally the secret to scaling super fast is literally get salary models and just repeat the process every single time. You know, whether it's do Twitter and IG or do Twitter and Threads or do Reddit and Twitter, you know, like pick one or two things that you're good at and just repeat the process on every single model. And then you can get each model to 10k a month, and then, you know, 10 models, 100k a month, just like that. Because obviously getting 10 models to 10k a month is easier than getting one model to 100k a month, in my opinion. And that's literally what he did. He literally just focused on Reddit, which he always thought he was like best at out of all the other options. And he just kept on buying salary models and repeating the process every time. And yeah, just like that, he was back at like 40k plus per month within 2 months. Oh, spelling mistake, sorry. At this moment, he has 5 salary models and 1 percentage model, and making around 110k per month, all by mainly just repeating the same Reddit process with multiple models. So, things to remember, or like keynotes from her. Number 1 is scaling such hiring VAs is key. He wouldn't be able to handle all of these accounts by himself, of course. You know, I think the most someone can handle by themselves, realistically, without like at some point getting lazy and forgetting to do it, is like 10 accounts a day. If you try to do more, at some point you'll probably like end up forgetting to do it, whatever. And then, you know, just slow down from there. No matter what happens in your life, if you have the knowledge, you can always end up making more money. You know, this is not really something that's like, it's just very true. Like, no matter what happens, you know, if you actually have the knowledge and you've done it before, like you've done it yourself before, even if, you know, for example, like this EXO guy, if you have a bad health issue, whatever, if you have that knowledge with you, then have 3 more or 1. Now he has like 5, bro. You can always make money. Use your time wisely and not be slow. Scaling to 30k plus per month within a short amount of time as possible, but only by using time wisely. So what I mean by this is 2 things. First of all, is don't do, like, obviously I understand if some people have a low budget, it's a bit different, but like, you should never do the low ROI task. Like, you shouldn't be sat there doing Twitter yourself, or you shouldn't be sat there doing even Reddit yourself, to be honest. You shouldn't be sat there doing most marketing, you shouldn't be sat there doing yourself. You should just give it to a VA. Even if it costs you more money, you're not doing that low ROI task, because even though it seems like that task is good, obviously it's good to do it, but there's a lot more important tasks to be doing than sitting there doing Twitter all day, or sitting there doing Reddit all day, wherever it is. And that's what EXO did. You know, once he learned these traffic sources, he literally automated it pretty much straight away. And yeah, and obviously don't be slow. And this sort of goes for both things, like not hiring VAs. If it takes you too long, you're just gonna be stuck. But also in general, like, if you don't take action in any sort of way, you just sat there complaining. Like, a lot of people, they'll, you know, either they'll have VAs and literally rely on them, and then they'll blame the VAs, but then they won't do anything to fix the issue themselves. Or They just won't take any action themselves. Like, I don't know, for example, they'll say they want to get traffic from wherever, but then they don't actually do it. They just sort of post once or twice, don't do it properly, don't put effort into it, and they just sort of blame the proxy or a shadow ban, whatever it might be, and never get results. Last one is don't try to do every traffic source all at once. Instead, focus on what works for you or the model. I always say this, and obviously X is a very good example of it. You should never try to do every traffic source at once. Just stick to one or two things that either you know best or you think the model will actually be good at, and just stick to that and scale that. And once you fully automated it and it's actually bringing you money, then that's whenever you should swap it out. Not swap it out, but move on to other things. Because if you try to do everything at once, like Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, you're just gonna be spending your time in trying to figure out why none of them are working, and then you're just gonna end up having none of them ever work. Whereas if you put all your time into just Reddit, you'll figure out like the mistakes you're making very very fast. And yeah, but yeah, boys, that's pretty much it. Quick summary again. He was basically doing IG reels at start and TikTok because he had a low budget. He didn't have money to put into like Reddit accounts or even like Twitter, Xbox, stuff like that. Got to like 6K a month, which is obviously nothing crazy, but it's better than nothing. With that money, he wasn't scared to invest it back in. He invested literally all of his profits straight back in. He hired VAs for IG reels, then moved on to Reddit. And with Reddit, once he learned that, obviously he also paid VAs to work for him on Reddit as well. And then got himself another model too. Obviously, a few months later, I had to go to hospital. Then when he came back, he used the money that he earned in that time to, basically just pay VAs to work with him straight away for IG, for Reddit, for Twitter, obviously Twitter X, what he used. And yeah, just scaled from there pretty much. Alright. Let me stop screen sharing. We'll do an AMA for like, I guess maybe 10-20 minutes. We'll see how long it takes or how long you guys ask questions, but yeah. So I'll start asking questions. Well, there's no questions, and obviously we'll end the call. But how many Reddit accounts does X run per model? At the moment, actually, that's one thing I forgot to mention in that. At the moment, I think he runs like 15 to 20 per model. For Reddit, how much karma do you need for each account? Is one film enough? Well, that question does not make sense. I'm not gonna lie. You're talking about karma and then phones. You don't need karma if you make the account phone. I'm guessing you've not watch the Reddit videos, bro. You don't need karma at all. I would say focus on Twitter and Reddit. Tatsu. Yeah, OBM. I've done 4 Reddit calls on this, bro. Did you use free trials or paid subscriptions, and what price do you actually recommend? I need free pages for masking. Gym and customers don't buy subs. Yeah, they're recorded. I mainly do a paid page, $3, but I do FTL for Reddit and Twitter. You karma farm with normal SW always, and SW farming fine too. I don't farm karma at all, bro. I just start posting in subreddits, just let it grow. $3 discount? No, like the actual price is $3. So like $20, and then it'll be like a 80% discount. No worries, bro. How many VAs per traffic source? I have one VA for Twitter, one for Reddit. Bro, like, it literally depends on how many accounts you run. It literally all depends on that. There's not a set amount of VAs you should have. It's all depending on how many accounts you run. Like five accounts, probably like one VA. Yeah, Johnny, it can work. Might as well try it out, bro. Um, all that again also just matters on the model. Like one model from one account could be making 10k a month, but then an average model could be making only like 500 to 1k. Um, like usually I would say one account probably anywhere between like 500 to 1k. Yeah, this call's recorded. It means that you just start in no requirement subreddits. Yeah, I don't farm karma. I just post in non-requirement subreddits at first. If I have one model making 5k a month, shall I scale traffic first or look for another model? I mean, depends what you're doing. If you're doing like just one thing, then yeah, I'd say scale it. No, that's not how it works, bro. People don't subscribe just to see her pussy. Like, people subscribe. That's the thing you guys gotta remember. Like, OnlyFans, people don't go there to buy news only. People go there for a relationship. Like, obviously, yeah, they want to see more of her, but Even if they've seen all of her body and they want to just see content, they want to see more than just a picture. Like even if you do full nude pics only, or even like short gifs, they're gonna want to sub and see customs or full videos of her. But I only do NSW. I don't do SW. SW can work though if you got a good looking model. I just don't personally. Tatsu, I would say. I mean, the best three options obviously are IG Reels, Red and Twitter, bro. Would you rather do free sub, always paid slash FTL from scratch? Yeah, I mean, I just prefer doing a paid pitch with FTL, bro. I don't think free pitch is bad at all. I just always done it like this. Is Fred's good right now? Yeah, of course. I think Fred's like in the top 5, definitely. Yeah, of course. I love free subs out time wasters, but like if you don't want any time wasters, then just do paid. But the way my chatters are, they're good with time wasters, so I prefer getting more traffic than like even if it's low quality. That's just the way I've done it. Alright, was there any more questions? Let me know. If there's no questions, like I said, then obviously might as well just end the call. But if there's more questions, obviously I'm happy to stay. Is that a paid link, OVM? Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that's not the worst. Like, it could be a bit better, but like it should be, like around like a good CVR would probably be like 2.5% or 3%. So that's not the worst. Obviously, there's probably things you could improve on, but it could also just be a model. Like sometimes if there's a model, then it could just be the conversion rate is not the best for that model. But yeah, yeah, it can be bugged as well. It is a bit bugged sometimes. Why do you ask if paid? No, I'm just asking because of the conversion rate. Like, if that was like a free conversion rate, then that would be very bad. If it's paid, then it's not terrible. How many tries do you do on Reddit? On the subreddit, let's say you have two posts in a row with single digit upvotes. Usually like 3 or 4 times. If it's bad after that, I just swap it out. Yeah, if you got like 2x, that's the thing. Tracking links, I don't really look at tracking links, bro, because they are glitched all the time. Inflow itself, like if you use inflow um and OnlyFans like tracking links themselves are just bugged all the time. It's always incorrect. How many videos your script and how much do you usually sell your scripts for in total for any sub? I mean, there's multiple scripts, bro. Like each script is different, but like on average, a script is probably like 8 videos or like 8 pieces of content. And like in between, scripts can go for like anywhere in between like 500 upwards to like 2K. I mean, it's not terrible. Like it's only 3 videos, but like we try to price it at like $100 per video usually, and then like sometimes it goes a bit higher. Chatting ratio is 1 to 3. Yeah, you need to get new chats, bro. How long is that $100 vid? Um, like 5 minutes, maybe. No, not even 5 minutes. Like 3 minutes, maybe. I mean, like I said, um, like we use multiple scripts, so it's kind of hard to say. Each one is different, really. Yeah, you should just look into getting not new subscribers, new chats, bro. Once we're gonna do threads, I need to link the IG. You can use a USA VPN even if you want. Where are you from? How many niches do you find per model? Um, like 3 to 5 around UK. I mean, UK is not bad either, but you could, if you want to be safe, then yes, use a US VPN. Also, I'll have to log in and don't want to mess with a good IG account. Um, if it's already like a made account and you're just logging in, I literally just do wait 24 hours and then just keep posting from there. I'm gonna VA to log into another social media account like X or Instagram. Should the VA also use a VPN? I'm going to set them up on Dolphin. I mean, it depends on what social media, bro. Like, not every social media should be on the web. If it's like Twitter or Reddit, then yeah. If it's like Instagram or TikTok, then you should use a VPN. But for like X or Reddit, you can just use anti-dolphin. Do you find IG real accounts just go viral at some point, or do you boost it to increase chances? Yeah, I do. I always boost them, just like, you know, fast forward it. But yeah, like it is in a way random, like when it goes viral or not. I need to go, bro. Thanks for mentioning the call. No worries, bro. See you later. Yeah, I think we might as well end the call. No one's really typing anymore. I'll wait like a minute. If anyone's got like one last question, I'll wait a minute, but I think that's pretty much it. One more thing is the Xbot dev just released a new bot. I'll forward it in this chat here. It's a mass DM tool. Obviously, there's Xbot and now there's a mass DM tool as well. It literally just came out today. If you use my code penthouse, it's 25% off as well. I'll probably do another call where I actually showcase it. I might even do a YouTube video where I showcase it as well. It was sort of last minute. He's randomly told me it's releasing today. But yeah, what's the difference compared to Xbot? What do you mean, bro? I don't know what you mean. Xbot is an anti-dolphin. It's a bot. It's not VA. Oh, this one's for Mastium. So it's not to do with retweet groups. It's just like it just sends out DMs to people to try and subscribe to you. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Hopefully, you guys learned something from this call. Yeah. About the bot, I'll probably do like a YouTube video or something, actually showcasing it if you guys are interested in that. There is a Loom video as well, but yeah. Thank you guys for joining. Next call will probably be sometime next week. And yeah.